So guys, I think we're lost.
Welcome to Armenia.
Armenia.
Welcome to Armenia. Welcome to Armenia.
Welcome to Armenia!
Bari Galus Hayastan! No, I never tried. That's like 20 seconds to cross the 4, 6, 8 lanes.
Morning guys! So it's actually our free day today because we had to change schedule because the itinerary that we were supposed to go to is actually closed on a Monday. So it's our free day, which is great. And we're back in the Cascades. We have more time now. And come on, let's show you around the artworks that we saw earlier and see all the collections of Kafes Gian, who is an American Armenian who donated funding to build the Cascades and built a museum right inside it. So the first statue here is of Alexander Tamanyan. He's actually the Soviet architect of Yerevan, and basically all that we see now were built by him. The Republic Square, the Opera House. So here's one of the artworks by Indiana, the famous love sculpture. Then there are other ones. I actually love that lion made of rubber tires. Then one of the most famous sculptures which are here are actually made by the Colombian artist Botero, and his style is making people plumper. For example, this guy is a soldier. The title of this work is Roman Warrior, and if you see that, Fernando Botero makes his figures plump. Here we are guys at the base of the cascade. So the steps are actually there are actually 600 steps going up, and each level has a terrace which exhibits more artworks and Kafes Gian's private collection. So we'll be looking at them and climb on the top, and hopefully once we get there the skies are clear enough for us to see the famous mountain where Noah's Ark landed, Mount Ararat. Now at the second level of the Cascades. The first level is over here, so we still have a long way up to the Monuments Complex. Yeah, it's that one up there.
Look at that booty. Yes, we are still at the second level of the cascade, and the sky isn't that clear at the moment, so we're hoping that in a while it will clear up so you can see clearly. We can see clearly Mount Ararat, but right now we can see it. It's just right there, the tallest one.
Snow cap.
with a snow cap right there. Amazing. It's so big and it's so huge. Here we are still at the, I think, 3rd or 4th level. We're stuck here because we're waiting for the skies to clear up, but I think we're not lucky enough. But we have one shot in our camera that it's clear, a little bit clear. Aaron's is already up there, setting up the camera. Amazing. I think you get to see everything from up here.
So that's it, guys. We've conquered the Cascades. We met new friends. They're from Armenia. So they shot an Instax photo of us. And in return, as a gift, we also shot one for them. It's one of the best perks of traveling is that you meet people, you get to interact with them, share smiles, and share memories. I didn't realize there was a higher level than the top level of the Cascades. So anyways, we're here, so we are exploring it. If you can see from there, that is the upper house, and then the stairs of the Cascades you can see. So we went around and climbed up here, and this monument, which I'm not sure what the name is. Not really sure. It's a tall, imposing monument. So our next goal is to go over there. If you can see, there's a statue. That's the Mother of Armenia statue. So before, it was the statue of Stalin, which was standing there. Our friend and guide Rima told us that it was the largest statue of Stalin in the USSR, in the former USSR. And when they brought it down during the Armenian independence, it's so big that 2 people actually died trying to remove it. So let's get a closer look of it. Walk a few more meters and see Mother of Armenia up close.
So guys, I think we're lost. After, like, we were there, up there in that monument, and we went down again because we thought the way was here. But if you could see this road, it's like a freeway. So there's no like pedestrian lane or any way to cross the other side of the road, because Mother of Armenia is right there on the other side of the road. So we're gonna go up that monument again, and I'll show you the stairs going up there. It's a little bit scary. So this is where we came from. Now we're gonna go up here, up the stairs again. It's really, it's like vibrating, and I'm not even sure if this is sturdy enough for us, but it's so scary. I don't want to look at you. This part is the
So we asked another local, and finally I think we're here. The entrance is going there. We need to go down here. This is our first underpass here in Armenia. And there's the light at the end of the tunnel. We're so near. Yep, we got through, and yeah, here's the entrance now to the monuments complex, hopefully. So we are here now inside the old monument complex, and that walking has made us so thirsty. Good thing if you've noticed that there are lots of drinking fountains here in Armenia, so they pop out whenever you actually feel thirsty. Best example of that is right here. We're now within the Victory Park. It's like a huge park on top of the hill here in Yerevan. And I believe there is like a little theme park here, but we haven't seen it yet. But from afar we were seeing like a Ferris wheel. So here's how it looks. It's a very peaceful, quiet, green spot on top of Yerevan. There are some monuments which we saw, like a big cross. We're not sure though what it is because it's written in Armenian. And now we're approaching some what are this? Like sculptures. I thought at first they were Kachkars or the rock stone crosses, which are very unique here in Armenia. Oh, and there is our goal, Mother of Armenia. So tall, so imposing. I believe it was carved by, not sure if it's Ashok, the same guy who carved the sculpture since this one lake. It was carved by someone with a surname just like Rima, Harutinian, to replace the statue of Lenin after the Armenia declared their independence from the USSR. Inside the base there is actually the Armenian Military Museum, but since it's Monday most of the museums are closed, so we're not sure if we could go inside. But here is our star, the Mother of Armenia monument. It looks so strong. A sword in her hand. And then around it are like military equipment, trucks, that a missile, an anti-air, if I'm not mistaken, a tank. And as I said, right inside there's a Armenian Military Museum, but it's closed today. But anyways, it gives us more reason to go back to this very beautiful, very hospitable country. We are heading out now to go to the Matenadaran, and we happen to pass by the theme park here in Victory Park. Actually gives you that feeling of nostalgia. Okay. So I think we're again lost, and it's in a theme park.
It's scary.
And
Do you think it's not nighttime? It's gonna be nighttime. There's gonna be like clowns everywhere.
And to think that Stephen King's It just started screening in cinemas now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it did.
Really, we can.
We are literally off trail now, in the middle of nowhere, here in Victory Park. It's quite nice to be separated from the city once in a while and be surrounded by just nature. Hope we find our way out. At last, we're here now at the Matenadaran. It's the repository of centuries-old manuscripts from Armenian history. Like, it's a mix of, I think, religious documents, which are hundreds or even thousands of years old. So we actually heard or read about the fact that Matenadaran is nuclear proof. I mean, even though there will be a nuclear war, it was built to protect all the manuscripts, and it was built to withstand such a devastation. Right in front of us, and the statue is of Meshrop Mastot, who was the guy responsible for creating the Armenian alphabet, which is still being used right now. Because there has been a spoken Armenian language before, but it was only on, I think, year 300 in that century when Meshrop Mastot, with the help of the current Catholicos, made the project of making Armenian language a written language as well, to help Christianity spread throughout the kingdom of Armenia. Armenia owes this guy a very large amount of gratitude, and the alphabet is still here. The alphabet is 39 letters, yeah. I actually meant 36 letters. So we are leaving the Matenadaran. Unfortunately, again, it's Monday, it's closed. But yeah. Then again, we'll have more reason to go back to Armenia and see those amazing manuscripts next time.
Probably these are the tombs of the people who, some of the people who died in that sad event.
We always wanted to go to Armenia, and I don't know why we've been holding back. But 2 months ago, we watched this Hollywood movie, if you know it, The Promise. It was about the story of a genocide, though through the eyes of fictional characters. But then, in the background of a very real event, Armenian genocide. At the back of me is a spire. It symbolizes, it remembers the victims and points towards heaven. And actually, when you're in this place, you feel so at peace, and at the same time, there's this melancholic feel that you see, because you should remember that millions of people died, families were displaced, brothers and sisters didn't see each other. Although there are happy endings, like Rima was saying that there were two sisters who during the war got separated. So before they got separated, their mom gave them a carpet but tore it in half, each for one half for each of them. So the mother said that you'll know she's your sister once you reunite these carpets. And then what happened was, after 70 years, well, they were working in New York. They eventually found out that they were actually working in the same company and that they were sisters. There are many stories about reunions, and there are also many stories about despair. But right now, as we can see in our travel here in Armenia, Armenia has risen up. They are still strong. They're strong with their identity, their religion, their culture. The eternal flame that forever burns or is lit up for the victims of the genocide. And if you can see, there are flowers scattered around it, relatives or people who dedicate them to the victims of the genocide. There is actually a museum, the Armenian Genocide Memorial Museum, but again, it was bad timing. We came on a Monday, wherein most of the museums are closed, and I believe there's also a wall which lists down the people who actually passed away during the genocide, but we cannot find it.
Probably it's there.
Yeah, probably it's there inside. So till next time. Anyways, we haven't done some of the things that we wanted to here in Armenia due to schedule issues, but then we will come back, definitely. Just pray for all the victims of the genocide and all of the victims of those who are being persecuted for whatever reason. We just got off the cab from the Armenian Genocide Museum, and our next stop is something more uplifting now. We're going to one of the famous landmarks here in Yerevan. It's called the Vernissage Flea Market. It is known where you can find so many souvenirs, carpets, paintings, and whatever you want to have as a souvenir from Yerevan and Armenia as a whole. And Rima said that the secret is to haggle good. You can bargain, and it's usually fully opened on Sundays from around 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. But on weekdays there are also vendors, though not all of them are here. So we're gonna check it out. Just taking a break, having some water, and then it's a go. It's shopping time. Here are Armenian duduk. It's like a flute. It's a traditional Armenian musical instrument. So for the duduk, it's 4,500. It's the cheapest one. And then sometimes it reaches up to how much? 45,000. Here are other handicrafts. Can be found here in Vernissage. You can see apricots are everywhere because it's like the national fruit of Armenia. It's believed that apricot originally was from Armenia. There are jewelries, trinkets, silver. You who are wondering what Vernissage is all about, aside from being a flea market, it actually originated as a place where local artists exhibit their works and sell them, and then eventually it just grew to selling local handicrafts and to almost anything from woodwork to handmade weaving products and so much more.
These 3 meters, 12-person tablecloth is 55,000 grams.
And how about the alphabet?
1 month's work. Alphabet 30,000.
30,000.
And 13.
Thank you. So we are exiting Vernissage. We did some shopping and we eventually ran out of Armenian dram. So we had to compute it in dollars. Good thing the last vendor that we got was a very sweet old woman who converted the dollars for us. And it was actually a great experience. We were able to buy old books, a painting from one of the local artists, some t-shirts of the alphabet, and I think that's most of it, and magnets, of course. Whew, it's cold. Yeah, so we're heading home now. It's been a long day. We're just going around Yerevan alone, but it's a very satisfying one. We actually feel so proud of ourselves going around this city by ourselves. It's quite an experience. It was really nice. See you.